What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Blue Side FC channel. I'm Nia Matt, and I hope you're all doing great. And welcome back to another episode of Chelsea Players at the World Cup, where I take a look at the performances of Chelsea players involved in the World Cup so far. So yeah, it's been an interesting World Cup. It's been a very interesting World Cup, and yeah, there have been surprises. There have been very good goals, in my opinion. The goals haven't been at the level of probably the way the 2018 World Cup started. The World Cup that had the best goals was the 2006 World Cup. I just love that World Cup so much. Like, the goals that were scored in it were fantastic, and I haven't seen like spectacular goals like that from this World Cup yet, but it's still interesting. I mean, they've scored so many goals so far, and there have been surprises, very big surprises, like the one that happened yesterday against Argentina. Saudi Arabia versus Argentina. Nobody ever thought that Saudi Arabia was going to beat Argentina, but Saudi Arabia did their homework well. They've been training, they've been practicing, they've really put a lot in their side, and they beat Argentina. Argentina had Messi. Argentina had one of the best squads in the World Cup, and a lot of people thought that they were going to steamroll this competition, or they were going to get to the finals, because they've not had any injuries. All their players were fit, and they had a full squad. So a lot of people thought they had the advantage, but no. But we can't really say that because they lost to Saudi Arabia, they're going to crash out of the World Cup soon. No. Spain lost their first game in 2010, if I remember, and then they went on to win it. So it's not really a matter of winning or losing your first game. It's a matter of what happens after the first game, whether they're going to build on it or not. So let's get straight into the performances of the Chelsea players. And a few of the players have played so far, and I'm going to talk about those players right now. So yeah, so let's start with the England squad. The England squad has 3 Chelsea players. That's Mason Mount, Sterling, and Conor Gallagher. And yeah, they steamrolled Iran. They beat Iran by 6-2. And yes, Iran is not really a tough opponent. It's not really a big competition for England, but the way this World Cup is going, anything can happen. So whatever team that you meet, whatever team that is put in front of you, you need to beat them, and beat them convincingly. And that's what England did. I'll say England were too strong for Iran. I watched that game, and England was too strong for Iran. Iran started very well. I think the English goal came, the first English goal, from Jude Bellingham. Fantastic player. A lot of people are saying that he might join Chelsea. I'm hoping that he joins Chelsea, but it's a fantastic player. We need that kind of central midfielder stroke defensive midfielder in our squad. We really need that kind of player. That goal came after 33 minutes or something like that, and the Iranian team held on very well. I think up till then, like, they only had like one. England only had like one chance or something to score, but they really held on. But once the goal came in, the floodgates were open, and they really couldn't do anything about it. They tried to come back in the end, but it was too late. But they came away with 2 goals at least against England, so they denied England that clean sheet. Yeah, so let's go into the performances. Mount and Sterling were fantastic in the game. Like, they were very good. Again, it's Iran, but yes, they were very good. You can only beat what's in front of you, and Iran is what were the opponents that they were facing, and they did very well, in my opinion. But yeah. So the first goal that came from Jude Bellingham, I think it started from Mount, and I think Mount passed it to Sterling, and Sterling passed it to Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw was the one who crossed it to Bellingham. I would say Mount playing a number 8 was so refreshing to watch. The number 8 is his favorite position, that kind of Lampard-esque Gerrard role, and he excelled in it. He really excelled in it, because as a number 8, you are the one in charge of the creativity. You are the one in charge of the creative play, because behind you it's just one defensive midfielder and then a central midfielder behind you. Sometimes the central midfielder can help you and move next to you and support you, but you are the main spine of the team. You are the one in charge of the creativity. Back then, when Lampard, Gerrard, those players were dominating the number 8 position, the role of the number 8 was to be a box-to-box midfielder. Like, you are supposed to go, you're supposed to be defending at the same time. You're supposed to be attacking, helping and supporting the attacker. But nowadays, it seems like they are not really tasked to defend that much. But still, I still saw Mount defending. I still saw Mount falling back. I still saw Mount pushing forward too as well, and he did very well. I think he came close to scoring. I think it was deflected, or it was saved. I can't really remember, but he also came close to scoring, and it was a fantastic showing from Mount. And I don't know whether he would be used in that role often at Chelsea, but he excels in that role, and I'm really hoping that we see him do play more of that when he comes back to Chelsea. Play more like that when he comes back to Chelsea, because he was very, very confident. As a number 8, you have to be confident. He didn't shy from any challenge, and he was there. He was very, very confident. He was ready for the battle, and they won. They won 6-2. So yeah, Mount, impressive performance from Mount, as usual. And yeah, I'm hoping that this World Cup boost his form and his confidence, so he brings it back to Chelsea and then delivers for us. And then yeah, so he did very, very well, and that's about Mount. So let's go to Sterling. Sterling, to like, what can I say about him? In this game, he was more decisive than when he plays against Chelsea. I think that's what a lot of Chelsea players were wondering. He hasn't scored for Chelsea in a while. He scored for England, and he got an assist too as well. He got an assist for Bukayo Saka's second goal. Another fantastic play, and he has a habit of scoring against Chelsea every time he plays us. But he's a fantastic player as well. The English national team, they are really blessed with talent, and I think their issue is probably coordination and working together and stuff like that. If they are able to work together this World Cup, they could potentially get very, very far and potentially win it too as well. So they are very, very good. They have a very, very good side. But Sterling's goal, the first goal, the goal that he scored, it was a fantastic finish. It was like an acrobatic style finish. He used the side of his right foot, I think, to score the goal. Like the cross came in from Harry Kane, and he used the side of his foot to score it. It was a nice goal. It was a very, very nice goal. And his assist too for Bukayo Saka too. It was just a simple pass that he made to Bukayo Saka, and Bukayo Saka did majority of the work. He moved past like 2 or 3 Iranian defenders and put it into the box, and then I think that was their 4th goal or so. And yeah, Sterling was also very, very instrumental with Mount playing the middle and then Sterling on the left and Bukayo Saka on the right. He was the one spreading play to both of them, and it also allowed Sterling to cut in into the box a lot. Bukayo Saka was also cutting in from the right a lot. It was a nice game to watch. I think in all the games that I watched with Chelsea players involved in it, I think I enjoyed watching the England game the most because of how good the Chelsea players were doing. And yeah, Gallagher was an unused sub. I was looking forward to seeing him come on because they were leading by such a high number. I was looking forward to seeing him come on, but I don't think he might feature a lot in this World Cup. Probably if they have secured qualification before the 3rd round of games, probably we'll see him either start or play. But I don't think we'll see him in the next game either. I think they would field their strongest 11 for that particular game. So yeah, the Chelsea English players did Chelsea proud, and they were able to secure their first 3 points. And then let's go to the Senegal Netherlands game, where Koulibaly and Mendy featured. This game started very, very well, up to I think 80 something minutes or something like that when they got their goal. The Senegalese team were actually worrying. They were worrying the Netherlands team, the Dutch team. I think the Dutch goalkeeper had like 5 or 6 saves in the entire game. He had the most saves in the entire game because they were being pressured a lot. I feel like not having Mane to kind of like hinders them a bit, because I think Mane is a better finisher and he would have put away some of the chances that they got. But yeah, they will have to build upon it. The Senegalese team is a star-studded team. They have a lot of star players in their team. I think yes, this is a hindrance, but I think their next game they might pull through too as well. So let's talk about Koulibaly first. I feel like Koulibaly was very strong at the back. I think leading up to the first goal, I think he was one of the defenders that were caught sleeping when Gakpo broke their line and headed the ball in. But I think apart from that, he was pretty solid. He was stopping a lot of the attacks coming from the Dutch side, and yeah, I think for him he had a pretty good outing, pretty good showing in the game. But I can't really say the same about Mendy. Mendy was doing very good up until the end. He wasn't really challenged in the game. He didn't make any serious save in the game, but he was just very, very confident in taking the ball down, passing the ball around, spreading play. He was very, very confident in doing that. But once again, I don't know what is wrong with Mendy. I don't know what's happening with Mendy. He always makes these small mistakes that costs the team that he's representing, or the team that he's playing for. And we've seen it a number of times with Chelsea, and now he's doing it with Senegal as well. the sure confident Mendy. He's not there anymore, at least for now. We want him to come back. We really need him to come back before he comes back to play for Chelsea, because what was he thinking in the first goal? The first goal, there was a cross that came in from the left and he just jumped and completely missed it. He completely missed it. Gakpo, you are going with your hands, right? With you going with your hands, you have a better advantage over somebody who is jumping with their head. Gakpo was able to reach it and score the first. He was able to reach it and head it into the left-hand side of the goal. And I think with some of these with some of these chances, with some of these opportunities, as a goalkeeper, you should be very, very sure that you're going to get. You should be able to time it right before you even move and try to punch it out. But for some reason, Mendy completely missed it. He mistimed it. He misjudged it. I think he shouldn't have even moved in the first place. If you move, then you have to go and get it at least. But he didn't even move in the first place. He shouldn't have moved in the first place. He should have just stood there, waited for the ball to come in, see which direction Gakpo heads it into, and try and make the save, or make the save if he can. But for some reason, he didn't do that. He jumped and then he crossed his side, because his side, they were doing very, very good in holding that team at bay. But Mendy, being Mendy, he did a mistake, and yeah, and it pains me usually when Mendy does mistakes like this, because it just gives the Chelsea fans who really don't like him and abuse him and insult him online, just gives them more fault to do so. I don't think it's deserved. I think he has he's going through a poor run of form now, but this is the same guy who won the Champions League with us. He was able to help us win the Champions League. He made some amazing saves against City in the Champions League game. Made very, very good saves in our UEFA Cup run, Club World Cup win too as well. He was very instrumental in all those things, but I don't know what is happening to him. I don't know what's going on with Mendy now. I don't know whether it's the contract negotiations, and I'm hearing rumors that he might leave the team. Either him or Kepa might leave the team, but I think right now, looking at their performances and the contract negotiation issues that he's currently going through with the Chelsea board, I think he might be the one going. And there are rumors that Jordan Pickford might be the one joining Chelsea right now. And Jordan Pickford is in very good form. If he's the one joining, I'm okay with it. But it really pain me to see Mendy go. He's the first black goalkeeper Chelsea has had, first African goalkeeper Chelsea has had, and I was really looking forward to seeing him have a long career at Chelsea. But with the way he's performing right now, he's not really helping himself. He needs to really pick up. He needs to really improve, so that he needs to be very confident when he's on the ball, and then so that he gets the contract that he wants. Because for me, like I've said it many times, I don't think it's fair that Kepa is taking more than him. Although Kepa had already done his negotiations long time ago, but I feel like Mendy should be taking more than Kepa. But right now, with the way he's performing, he doesn't really have any defense. He doesn't have anything to stand on to make those claims for now. He needs to show it on the pitch before he makes claims of a higher salary and all that. So yeah, and so the second goal also came in, and the second goal too, I don't know whether I need to blame Mendy that much, but I think he should have done better with the shots that came in. The shots came in from, I think, the right hand side this time, and then I didn't think it was that powerful of a shot. I think it was something that he could have held down, and something that we've seen Mendy do in the past, like just grab the ball and hold it down. But he decided to save it, and when he saved it, he parried it into the path of the Netherlands player, and the Netherlands player just had a semi-open net and placed it into the back of the net. And Mendy got his fingertips to the second shot, but it was too late. You've already given him the ball. The next shot that comes in, it's going to be more powerful, and it's going to be at a difficult angle for you to reach. And yeah, it was a difficult angle, and there was nothing he could do about it. So yeah, so Senegal lost that game. A huge part because of Mendy's errors, and a good performance from Senegal, but they were let down by Mendy's errors. And I hope that Mendy looks at it and goes into their next game more confident, and then learns from it, so that he doesn't create those mistakes again. Because Senegal is one of the African teams that a lot of people have picked to go far in this competition. Even without Mane, they still have a very, very good team that can go far in this competition. So now we go to the USA Wales game. This was a very, very interesting one. This was a very, very interesting game. It was a heavily contested game, because the two teams were, how should I say it, like it was equally matched. Like the USA started very, very strong. They started very strong. Like they were the ones having the chances. They were the ones creating most of the chances. But Wales in the second half came in also very, very strong. And so yeah, Pulisic was deployed on the left-hand side, on the left wing, his preferred position. He's always said that that's his preferred position. I think he also did pretty well in that position. I think he was doing well. He was doing very, very well. He was doing better than he has done in the Chelsea shirt this season, but he was doing very, very well for America, but still, it wasn't really the Pulisic that we know. He wasn't really unleashing that potential that we knew or we've seen from him before. But it was a good performance from him. Still, he was the one who gave Timothy Weah, another player, the son of George Weah. He played for Chelsea. I think he was on loan from AC Milan. He played for Chelsea for some time back in the either was in 90s, I think 90s or so. But he played for Chelsea a bit. George Weah, he's the only African player to win the Ballon d'Or. That's a and I think he's the current president of Liberia too as well. And like fantastic player. And he's been to Ghana many times. I've seen him once. I came to Ghana for a program. I also attended the program. I've seen him once. He's a very cool figure. I saw him interacting with people. He's a very, very cool, humble guy, interacting with everybody. I really admired him when I was young. I heard his name way out. And his son is now playing for the American national team. He scored a very, very good goal. Pulisic gave him a nice assist between the Wales defenders, and he was able to slot it in with calmly and with such confidence. Very, very young player, but he had a very good composure to put that ball away. And yeah, so Pulisic got an assist in that game. And but Wales came back. Gareth Bale was able to score from the penalty spot. And yeah, so it drew it 1-1. I think the USA fans, the USA players they were the most disappointed because in the game I think they were the better team. It was fairly even, like I said. First half USA, second half, latter part of the second half, Wales came into the game. But I'd say the USA was better team on the day. But yeah, there are 2 more games for them to still play and potentially win and then qualify from the group stages, so they shouldn't be worried that much. And I'm really, really hoping that the Chelsea players go as we can't have all the Chelsea players winning the World Cup. It's not really possible, but I'm hoping that most of the Chelsea players go far in the competition. I'm wishing all of them, those who have played so far, the very best in their next games too as well. So we go to the players that haven't played yet. At the time of recording, I think Morocco and Croatia are currently playing, and both Ziyech and Kovacic are featuring. So we'll see how it is. So I think right now it's still 0-0. From what I was watching before I started recording, it might end 0-0. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me here on this series. If you're not subscribed yet, kindly subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to get notified whenever I release a new episode, and give the video a thumbs up too as well if you enjoy what you've watched so far to the end. And yeah, I'll thank you so much for all the support in the previous videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, stay safe.